What do you remember thinking or hearing about communism?
Uh, I'm not sure at what point I started to hear more about communism. Um, I guess, and I don't know the exact years, but there was something called McCarthyism, where there was a senator from the United States. I think his name was Joseph McCarthy, and he became quite radicalized in his opposition to communism. And he held all kind of Senate hearings, and he started calling all kind of people communists who really weren't communists. And it ended up that he became a fanatic, and eventually I think he was almost driven out of politics because of his fanaticism, and proved wrong in a lot of cases that people he claimed that were communists really weren't communists. And I think the United States had its own personal war against communism, because the fear of communists taking over uh, our allies, and even possibly making inroads into the United States people, um, and therefore anybody who had any leanings toward communist was uh, very suspicious. They were looked as suspicious, and they were. I think there was a great fear among our politicians that communists would take over the world, and therefore there was a great opposition. And of course, the Soviet Union was a great believer and propagandized a lot about communism, and the American people, and especially politicians, were very concerned. Therefore, there was really a verbal and other kind of war going on against communism, and fear. They tried to do everything we could to stop the spread of communism, especially in the United States or worldwide among our allies.
Do you believe the Vietnam War was something the U.S. should have entered?
As I got older, I guess I began to feel maybe not. Uh, but history oftentimes has a way of changing your attitude towards things. I guess at the beginning I felt it was necessary, and then as time went on, and the way there was war was carried out, it seemed like there was so many deaths and so many critical injuries to our own United States soldiers, to our allies, and even to the civilian people in both the North and South Vietnam, that I certainly feel the war should have ended a lot sooner than it did. But a lot of times history isn't able to end things the way you'd like to have them end.